Yo, this is the Lucha Thug, the one-man Lucha gang, El Rey Gordo himself, the King Fat Boy Papo Esco, and y'all rocking with the Urban Wrestling Network.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Dandada, the Talking New York chef. I'm here with Eva Lonce. Eva Lonce, how are you before we get to the king real quick?
Yo, man, I am here, ladies and gentlemen. Your midnight desire, your Puerto Rican quintessential Puerto Rican muffin is here as always. Gotta show some love. I got my tag team partner here. Evil Orbit is here. We're ready to go, baby. Man. We got a big one today, chef. I even got my I went and got my head, my do rag. I got my hat. I gotta be like you today, baby. I'm representing today, homie.
Listen, we're stupid excited. We got King Fat Boy Papo Esco. What's good, baby?
Man, what's happening? What's going on with y'all, man?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. We were talking before this, and I love the shirt. Like I'm an artist. I draw. I seen it, and I'm gonna. First off, I know you said that right now you're rocking the prototype.
Yeah, bro. I'll put this down just a little bit so y'all can see this, but like this is like a prototype for like the shirt, King Fat Boy Papa Wesco. You know, it's kind of repping for the people, repping for the fat boys. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes,
yeah, I
sir.
got like a prototype just to see how the fabric was, see how the print was, see if it was gonna fall off or whatnot. But I definitely don't want to put out shoddy products. So December, somewhere around there, I'll probably have like a pro wrestling tees shop open. I'll probably be doing little shots in the DMs, you know what I mean, doing shipping that way. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm gonna get some merch out.
Yeah, for sure. Give me a little early Christmas gift from
I
my
love
from
how that Puerto Rican flag is draped over real nice. It's a tough look. It's a tough look.
Right on, right on. So what's up, y'all? What's going on? What's good?
So check it out. Chilling, baby. Now, everybody always wants to ask the most annoying question. Unfortunately, we got to ask this
Don't ask it.
annoying
Don't
whack
ask it.
ass question.
Don't ask it.
What was it that got you? What
What was it
happened?
that got
Oh, go ahead, man. Yeah,
I gotta ask it.
don't
I
ask the
gotta
question
ask it.
then.
Is what? Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Go ahead.
What?
hold on. So
What
is
happened?
we having little network problems? What's going on? What you wanted to ask me
There we
what
go.
how I got into wrestling or what's up?
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, that's the annoying question, but
No,
everybody's
it's
got to
good.
know.
It's good. It's actually a different story. What I did was a lot different. I mean, people will tell you all the time, "Oh, I've been trying to wrestle for a long time, and I couldn't wait to get out of high school and do this and whatnot." And, my story is similar to everyone else's in that when I was younger, I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to do the wrestling thing. I was getting ready to get out of high school. I was gonna go find a school. I was gonna do the whole thing, just the whole shebang, just like everybody else. But life gets in the way. I had to do something else for a little bit. We won't get into too much of that, but I got into some trouble. I started doing things a little too fast, and I had to pay for it. So after that, life gets in the way. I got me a wife, and I had kids, and life just started happening so fast, so young. You know what I mean? And it just kind of slipped me. So fast forward to maybe like 6 7 years ago. I don't know how long it's all a blur, but I was with my kids, man, and I had my kids young, so they're a little older, and we was talking about um the future for them, and what it really means. I always talk with my kids about generational wealth and how each family generation needs to build from the last in order to make sure that you and your kids and your grandkids are all better than the previous, right? So we always talk about that, and I always tell them anything you want to do in life, you put your mind to it, you can do it. And one day they was just on me about it, making fun of me, cracking jokes. Yeah, whatever, whatever, dad, whatever. I was like, look, I'll show you. I'll show you that you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do anything. You put your mind to it, you could rock with it for sure. And they said, okay, bet. I said, all right. So I started thinking, what would be the one thing that I haven't done that I've always wanted to do that I could show them that you can do it if you put your mind to it. And I was like, and it's got to be one of the most far fetched things ever. says, like, you got pro wrestling, you got baseball, basketball, football, music, acting. All them jobs are achievable, but they're kind of like far-fetched things, right? For some
Facts.
people, feel me?
Facts.
So I said, yo, pro wrestling is one thing I've always wanted to do. So I found a school, I got trained, I got started, and now I'm showing them. I mean, based on what I'm doing right now and the things that I'm doing, I'm getting a slow build, and I'm starting to get more out there. They're starting to see that, yo, you can do just about anything you want in life if you put your mind to it, and that's really how I got into wrestling, bro. In a nutshell. Sorry for the
That's
ramble, but I had to
no,
get that
no,
whole
no.
piece out.
That's what's up.
That right there is
So,
real though, man. That
yeah,
was
Yeah,
real
yeah,
talk
yeah.
right there.
so my fault, Evil Lonzi, I just want to ask you, what borough are you from?
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
Actually, you know what? People think that I'm a New York dude. Like, my family is from the East Coast and my family is from Puerto Rico. I was born out in California, man.
Get out of
You know,
here.
yeah, I
You,
was.
yo, you speaking, you sound just like me, and I'm from Queens. That's why
Well,
I
it's
was
the
like,
upbringing.
yo,
It's the upbringing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I mean, but all I heard from my family is I mean, I don't even think I talk like anything. I think that I talk just like my mother or my my cousins or my you know everybody that I've been around all my life. So it's
So you
you
out
know
there surfing?
nah, I don't do none of that stuff.
Surfing.
Nah,
Man,
me
this
and the
guy ain't
ocean.
gonna jump on no
Hey,
surfboard. What you
hey, yo,
talking about?
me and the ocean don't mix, Papa. I'll go look at it, but
But
I
that's
won't
it.
get in that. I won't get in that piece. Nah.
You know how to swim though?
Oh yeah, I know how to
All right.
swim.
Nah,
Yeah,
I don't know how to, I don't know how to swim. I'll float.
no, we get flooded. I'm straight,
All
but
right.
you know, I don't know about saving people. That's why I taught we taught our kids how to swim too, so they can save themselves.
Now you mentioned you have kids and you're married right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Are any of your kids seeing what you're doing now and they're saying, something? Dad is doing this. I want to follow in his footsteps.
So yes and no. No, none of them want to wrestle. Uh, my wife and my kids, they really don't even like wrestling. You know what I mean? So when I do it, I do it. They support it because I'm doing it, but they don't really follow it too much. But they are following in the footsteps in the way that I want them to, which is what I go back to before. If you put your mind to something, you can achieve anything. So honestly, I'm proud to say that these cats, they saw what I'm doing and they saw how I'm moving and how I'm building, and they're starting to figure out what they want to do, and they're gonna go ahead and try and achieve that, man. I had kids young, bro. Like my daughter is 19, right? So she's going to college right now, trying to get her career going. And then my son is just breaking out of high school. He's a senior this year, so he about to. I mean, it's crazy because just the thing was had started. He was about ready to go to college for like football, for baseball,
Damn, that's what's
but
up.
it's still a thing. But it's I don't even know how it's gonna work now in the current situation we're in. But he's still doing it. So yeah, they following in my footsteps in that respect. They know now that they can do anything they want if they put their mind to it.
So now, what's up with the last part of it? Is Esco? Is that for Pablo Escobar and you took Papo Esco kind of thing, or
So Papa was a family name
okay?
um, that I adopted, and Esco. Um, I don't know, man. I just they were like, yo, you need a last name, and I was gonna use my last name, but they was like, yo, that don't really fit. So I was just kind of thinking about it, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna go with Esco. Like you hear from the East Coast, you like Willie Esco, not
Willie, yeah, yeah,
Nas
Willie
Nas
Esco, of
Esco,
course.
stuff like that. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna use that, man. There ain't no. I wish there was some grandiose story, some braggadocious story that I could just be like, yeah, man, I did this, that, and the other. This is what Esco is, but it's not. It's not even like that, bro. I kind of just did this shit right here, like just. I'm gonna go with that name. It works with Papo. You know what I'm saying? So.
What you
Now,
got for me, Malone?
yeah, I was gonna say, man, I watch wrestling. I'm like, I watch any wrestling. I don't care what language it is. It
Yeah.
could be two squirrels wrestling. I'm watching it. Boy, I was watching the United Wrestling Network, and I saw you come out with with you and our boy Danny Limelight that we interviewed last week.
Yeah.
And he started talking first, and then he goes, "Yo, Papa, what you gonna tell him?" And you came out with this deep voice, man. I got
Yeah.
scared for a second when you started coming out. I said, "This dude's a battle rapper. He's gonna start
Nah,
battle
nah.
rapping people out here in a minute, man."
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I want to know, like, where did you start it from the beginning to get to what you are now, wrestling for United Wrestling Network?
So when I got started, man, I got started with a training academy called Pro Wrestling Revolution Training Academy. It's in the Bay Area out here in California, and it's a lucha company, so they train lucha. So man, training lucha, I would say this, man. I've seen American style training facilities, and if anybody's gonna get into professional wrestling, try to find a lucha based training academy. They're gonna put you through the ringer, man. That's gonna be real, like rugged, real like grimy. We're gonna try to take the wind from you type of stuff, and that's really what you need, man. You need to have wind in order to get through these matches. Otherwise, you're just gonna be sucking wind on the floor. You ain't gonna be able to make it. So I got started with that lucha training academy, and they also have a company. So I started at Pro Wrestling Revolution, which is the promotion. That's where I debuted, and they are one of probably two promotions in the Bay Area that are like the biggest in terms of like fan base and stuff like that. So it's funny, man. Most cats will tell you that they debuted in this rinky dink high school gym with 20, 30 people, you know what I mean? But my debut was in front of like almost 1,000 people, man. And it was on Fight TV. So, during my training, they're going through training of not only like professional wrestling in the ring, but like etiquette backstage and how to work cameras, hard cam, roaming cameras, stuff like that. So like I I had that instilled in me to from the gate, So Pro Wrestling Revolution is where I started, and then I kind of just went with them until I got a call from All Pro Wrestling, which is the other of the two biggest promotions in the Bay Area. Um, and just being with them two promotions, I got to see and meet a lot of different people, So just networking, working my ass off, getting the opportunity to be in the ring with guys like MVP and Chavo Guerrero, El Tejano, Psycho Clown, Skyday, just all kinds of like people that are just on a grander scale. One person talks to the next, and before you know it, Dave Marquez called and was like, "Yo, you want to come do this championship wrestling from Hollywood thing? I got this idea," and I was like, "All right." So I went down there. He introduced me to Danny because I didn't know Danny up until that point. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. And then I mean the rest is really history, man. We started rocking together, and you see what's going on with Primetime Live. So you know,
I see Dave Marquez Day. He's coming up everywhere, man.
yeah, man,
I was
yeah,
just
man.
about to say, like, we keep hearing Dave Marquez come up, and I'm like, damn, this guy's like he's like a wrestling genius or something.
Man, he
For the
big.
for the
He's
Latinos.
he's big out here, bro. He's Puerto Rican too, man. He's big out here. You know what I mean? He knows a lot about the business. He knows a lot about the production and all the aspects that go into like building like a TV program and everything. Man, that cat knows a lot. Just I don't really deal with him too much, in terms of like talking with him. It's like hi, hello, how you doing type of thing.
Yeah.
But then when it gets down to business, I do my thing, he does his. But just watching him, yeah, man, that cat has a wealth of knowledge, man.
Damn.
Definitely worth sitting under his learning tree. You know what I mean? Because he's got a lot to offer. Yeah, Dave Marquez.
That's what's up. So when you're going through all this, and like you said, you do know the stories of people doing the rinky dink high school things and seeing that. That's got to be such a crazy thought process. Like once you're done with your match, and you're like, damn, this was like 1,000 people. Like, what was that debut where you come off and you're on Fight TV? That's where people who they wish they could be on Fight TV. You're talking years in. You know what I mean? Like we got two guys who are on our podcast, and I think together they've been wrestling like combined like 4 or 5 years, and none of them have even touched anything like that. For your debut, when you come out of that, that's got to be the like. What was your feeling coming out of your debut? Like, yo, I just did this.
Yo, I mean, I would be lying to you if I didn't say it was nerve wracking. You know what I mean? Because it was like live, like
Yeah,
we was live streaming. So there was no, oh, you messed up, let's do it again type of thing. It was like, yo, record and go, you know, and I take that mentality, that record and go. I live by that mantra because it's like you got to be ready for anything. So I've always been like that, you know. So it was a little bit easier for me to deal with, in terms of like going out there and just doing my thing But it was nerve wracking, man, because there was a lot of elements. I mean, shit, there's a lot of people. You don't know how they're going to receive you. Didn't nobody know who I was, you know what I mean? So I didn't. They didn't know how I was going to react, And bro, I mean, you got a lot of guys that are like wrestling, and they're fat. Let's just call a
yeah.
spade a spade. They're
Hey,
fat,
I'm right here.
But you know what I'm saying. But ain't nobody doing what I do. Like ain't nobody saying, "Yo, I'm the king, fat boy." They might be fat boys in this joint, but I'm the king of them, and they gonna follow my lead, and we gonna carve our own path. We cut from a different cloth type of thing, and
Facts.
and I didn't know how that was going to be received because cats, they want to see the big muscle bound
Oh
dudes,
yeah,
muscles everywhere. I'm in the
everybody's
gym 14,
steroided
yeah,
out.
I'm in the gym 14, 16 hours a day. I got muscles popping all over the place. I can throw people up in the air like a pizza pie. You got these daredevil dudes that are just doing all kinds of feats of just acrobatic, magic, and they're flipping and all this stuff. And then you got these guys that are trying to tie you in knots, technical wizards and whatever. Me, I'm going out there as this just straight up dude from the block that don't like nobody, don't want to be bothered nobody by nobody. But if we're gonna get in the ring, one thing's for sure, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth, I'm gonna kick you in the face, I'm gonna choke you, I'm gonna maul you. I'm not gonna put you in an arm wringer. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna put you in an arm bar. I'm gonna take a steel pipe, and hit you with that bar in the arm. You know what I mean? It's not
Facts.
it's a different MO. So I didn't know how they was gonna I didn't know how they was gonna react to that.
And I
So all those elements, it's nerve wracking. I went out there, 1,000 people. I just focused on what I was there to do. I focused on what I wanted to do for me and how I wanted to get over. And by the grace of God, they ate it up, and they just kept eating it up every single time.
it,
So
it's the one thing that I keep trying to tell people was like what we are, that street element, it's far in between in this industry. Like, you have certain guys that do it and then it kind of disappears. So you
yeah,
have your time with it. But a lot of guys don't embrace that. So when people see it and it doesn't feel like a gimmick, people love that shit. So your aggressiveness, I think, is fire. Like I was watching a bunch of your matches today on YouTube and I was like, damn, this guy, you're like high octane, but like that like you said, a mauler, kind of like an offensive lineman when you're a dog. Like you had that very aggressive style, and I was like, man, I fucks with this guy. This guy reminds me of the big homie on the block where shit's gonna pop off, and he's the first one running up and ready to square up.
the thing is, bro. So you know how cats will tell you, like in wrestling, they'll tell you, oh yeah, if you want to get over or whatever you want to call it, you got to be yourself, just like cranked up to 1,000. Like I heard like Steve Austin say that. I heard Triple H say that. I heard a bunch of different dudes that are on like a big megastar level say that, and that I took that to heart. You know, so my real name isn't Papo Esco. You know, that's my wrestling name,
Yeah,
but Papo Esco is me. You know what I mean? It may not be me now, but there was a point in time, it don't matter if it's New York or if it's California, a block is a
facts.
block. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? A corner boy is a corner boy, a stick up kid is a stick up kid. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you live. There's people that are like that everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I grew up, I didn't have no dad, I didn't know what that element was. I had a mom who worked 3 jobs. She would go work the 3 jobs, and then she would come home and she would sleep. You know, my sisters who are all older than me, they was out the house before I even, became a teenager. So all I had right now, honestly,
Was
was
block.
really, yeah. I
Yeah.
would go out. I would go out in the carports and the parking lots of the grimy, apartment complexes that I was living in, and I would watch the OGs, the young knuckleheads that were still older than me, the pimps and the players. I watched all them, and I grew up with all them, and I'm not proud to say it, but I mean I functioned a certain way,
That's
so
life, man. That's life.
But you
I
made it.
yeah, and my point is, people talk about like my aggression and the way I come off and the believability and whatever. I don't feel like I'm doing anything fake. You know what I mean? I don't feel like my aggression is I mean, my kids, I'll bring my kids in right now and I'll have them tell you how aggressive I can get at times. Even when I'm talking in a happy sense, it doesn't matter if I'm happy, sad, fearful, whatever, angry. My 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 passion and what I'm saying at the time I'm saying is always going to be there, and it's never going to change. So I appreciate what you're saying, but it's like I don't know any other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is me. This is me, whether it's in front of that camera wrestling or at the house talking with somebody, personally. I'm the same dude.
See, that's what I was telling one of the guys, and I was like, "Yo, this guy, I'm telling you," I was telling the guy Hannibal Wolf, I was like, "Yo, this guy came, Fat Boy Papo." I was like, "Yo, this guy doesn't seem like a gimmick to me." I was like, "Everything I keep looking at, it's way too natural." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and if you're from any kind of urban environment, you understand what's real. You see it and you know what's not forced. And I was like, yo, this dude, I swear to God, I feel like he was one of my homies from the block. Like, I don't know why. And I tell people now, I'm 41. I'm 20 twice where people try to count you out. I got two kids. One of them is sitting right here because he wants to hear the interview. So it's like people don't understand. And when I see people like you, it inspires me even at my age because I'm like, damn, man, like we're making it.
Yeah.
It shows the youth that you don't got to be out there doing that because you could be him. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
could be the next, Fat Boy Papo Esco. You could be the king.
Yeah.
My fault. Evil Lone say my fault. I snatched that one.
Like you think, man, you were there getting passionate about the streets.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Nah,
Like
we
it's
always passionate about the streets, bro. Hell yeah.
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
it's so hard. Like when we do these, most of the time, people aren't from that. You know what I mean? Like they're from good neighborhoods. They go to schools and stuff. So when I get to interview someone like you, it's like I finally could be me. I could talk like this and it's all good. Where if
Mhm.
we do somebody else, I got to be like, so how you doing? How's your day? Like you got to kind of tone it down, and I don't have to tone it down with you, which is super dope for me. But like I said, my fault.
Hey, but I want to ask Mr. Esco over here, man. I know we had all of us has plans before the COVID hit, which I
Mhm.
call the plague. When that hit, did you plans? I mean, did you have already plans made up before it hit? And when it did hit, did it change for the better, or did you change, or you stuck the same way the whole way through?
So I'm gonna say this. It changed. I don't want to say it changed for the better, but it helped me get to one of the major goals that I had. You know, before the pandemic hit, I was getting ready to invade your neck of the woods. I was getting ready to go out to the East Coast and
Yeah.
start working all throughout that area. I was gonna flood
Uh,
that area with Papa Esco, bro. I was gonna go down to Florida and flood that area with Papa Esco, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get out there and get my name out there. Ultimate goal was trying to get, a chance or at least a look by one of these feds, like ROH, MLW, Impact, what I'm saying, maybe NXT, who knows, NWA. Now, everything that Dave Marquez is doing had already been on my radar for a while. And I wanted that, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to go begging. That's one of the things about me. I didn't work a lot of places. You know, I can probably count on my hand the amount of places that I've worked as far as promotions go. And it's because I'm not out there trying to actively seek work. I'm not trying to, I'm not being like, yo, please book me on this. by the grace of God, everybody's come to me and said, "Yo, me," because of how I'm doing. I feel like it's more important for me to get looked at and get brought in versus me, just trying to, I don't know, ask for a plate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to say it. So, um, the pandemic hit, and I was just kind of floating, just being at home with my family, making sure they're okay and whatever. And then, Marquez hit me up and was like, "Yo, um, come work," just like I said before. And I was like, "Man, this is what I've been waiting for. Hell yeah!" I got excited. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this." And I went out there, and what you see is what's happening now. So, I mean, ultimately, just to bring it all back to what you had originally asked. I mean, it's like six one way, half a dozen the other, bro. It's like, yeah, I did miss a lot of opportunities to, flood other areas and preach the gospel of the King Fat Boy, even much more. But I mean, it's equally, in my opinion, um, a huge benefit for me to be on TV, every week. I mean, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and Championship Wrestling in general, it's got me being seen, by a lot of people on YouTube. But not only that, it's syndicated television in the Bay Area, in Southern California, in Texas, and in Louisiana, in Florida, in Tennessee. I'm getting a whole new fan base based on this opportunity. And then United Wrestling Network's Primetime Live every Tuesday on Fight. That's even up in the ante that much more. So yeah, like I said, man, six one way, half a dozen the other, brother. It's yeah, I missed out on a lot of opportunities before the pandemic hit. Once the pandemic hit, but um, I got blessed with another one, in my opinion, equal, or maybe even more of an opportunity. So man, I
See,
feel like I'm rambling, man. Am I
Right.
nah,
rambling? Not
nah,
me.
nah, not at all. You giving gems out
Sir.
here, bro. Like you putting
Right on.
gems out there.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah,
so we're obviously big Impact guys. I love Impact. He loves Impact. I love
yeah.
MLW. I think that I would love to see you on Impact because I do think Impact's rise, it's coming back up to where it was trying to be before. And I think that there's so many opportunities. There's no one like you right now on TV. Like, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't give a shit what anyone says. There's nobody right now that's like you on TV, and you will stand out. If you get that opportunity, you kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I do have this other thing where I was talking with Eve Alonso, and I was like, damn man, if LAX, which is Pride and Powerful, went away from the inner circle, I said, damn, I would love to see King Papo and Danny Limelight roll with them in AEW and do that bodega thing there because all Puerto Ricans and everything. I was like, this would be like a whole new like kind of Latino world order like we seen in WCW back in the days. I was like, these guys would kill it, but I just want to see you focused on a major platform because you're killing it right now. People are seeing you. I got people that are like, I've told people, yo, we're gonna talk to that, Papo Esco, and they're like, oh, I seen that guy on TV, da da da. I'm like, yeah, son is the, he's the man. So
Yeah.
if they give you that opportunity, there's no way that you don't shine. You know what I'm saying? Like you're so different than everything else, and I think that there's nobody, especially in Impact and MLW. I do my homework to see who's doing what, and like I'm not trying to fantasy book, but I think those would be the two places that you just take off and just steamroll people.
Man, I would love the opportunity to go do stuff like that over in those areas. I know folks that, I've been around, and I know folks that are in those areas like Jacob Fatu. I know him very well. That's my boy, you know what I mean? And he's out there doing his thing for MLW as their world champion. Reno Scum, Adam Thornstone and David Lester the Legend, them cats, man, they're doing it in Impact. I know them cats. So I mean, I feel like there's definitely opportunities. I just hope that the right time will come. Until then, I'm just gonna lay low, just kind of be patient, and wait for them to call. But yeah, man, go to talking on that proud and powerful thing. That not since like Savio Vega
Mm-hmm.
and Los Boricuas
What
has
equals?
has there ever been a faction that was just like Puerto Rican dudes. You know what I mean? And this is the intent of the bodega. I've I've been billed from the bodega since the beginning, since day one, since the first time they ever said, coming down the aisle, weighing 300 and whatever pounds, King Fat Boy Papo Esco. I was been billed from the bodega. I really feel like that's a staple for our people because you can really get anything you need from there. You know what I mean?
Facts.
That is it's a church. In my opinion, if I'm wrong, you tell me I'm wrong, but I don't
Nah,
think
you
I'm wrong.
not.
It's a church.
You not.
Every bodega in America is a church for our people. So I figured we need to push that. I'll push that narrative. And it's a you go there, you get most fucking chopped cheese sandwich or whatever. I'm like
They're right.
it it's it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and to be able to bring that to life with Danny is definitely a blessing. And you never know who's gonna join up next, man. You
I
know?
And I'm sorry, Trev. But how we Danny mentioned it last week. No knock against Latinos, but we always see the Mexicans
Yeah,
wrestlers out there. But
always.
it's time to bring the Puerto Ricans out there right now with a faction, and
Hmm.
that's what I love to see because I'm seeing more Puerto Ricans coming up.
Yeah, a lot of
And
them.
I seen yesterday that MLW now signed a partnership with IWA from Puerto Rico. So
Hmm.
now they're gonna be bringing Puerto Rican talent up to MLW. MLW is gonna be able to Puerto Rico. So that might be an opening right there to get more Puerto Ricans from the island to come up.
Yeah,
And open that door and get the floodgate going, man. Because I remember last week when we did the interview with Greenlight, I tagged you on Twitter with the bodega that won stuff from the bodega from Sky Zoo, and and I was like, like you mentioned, we all grew up on the bodega. We all know what the
yeah,
bodega is. We
well,
spend hours at the bodega, hanging in the corner
yeah.
of the store, chilling,
so
just hours and hours away.
now I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to see a female part of this faction. I don't know what Puerto Rican females are out there, but I want to see a Puerto Rican chick that goes down with the bodega. That's just my personal thing.
And here's the thing. Like I got into a little bit of a debate with somebody. I won't say who, but a little bit of a debate with somebody about this. I, Everybody been saying that. Yeah, you need a female. I was like, okay, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. We just got to make sure it's the right one.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh well, this is wrestling, right? Rocky Romero is a Puerto Rican dude, but
Yes,
he's
sir.
out there saying he's from Cuba. You know what I'm saying? So it could be just about anybody. I'm like, no, 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 no. This is different. If if we're gonna do this bodega thing and we're gonna push for the Puerto Ricans, it's got to be a Puerto Rican woman. You know.
Facts.
So I don't know who that would be. You know. Um, I don't know. I mean, Eva Lise is probably one. That we can have. I would love to have her in the squad. What's the girl from Impact? Tasha, what's
Tasha
her name?
Steele.
Tasha
Tasha
Steele.
Steeles. Yes, Tasha Steeles. That's another one. You know what I mean? So they're
Yeah,
definitely out there, but it's really, all the
it's it's
all the
it's thin though. It's thin.
everything's
It's
got to
thin
connect,
picking.
bro. You
Yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
got.
Everything's got to
It,
connect.
Yes.
she's
Because
got a.
I know two other Puerto Rican chicks, Gavi
Yeah.
Ortiz from Philly and Carissa Rivera. She's also from Philly. Those two other Puerto
I
Ricans,
would
but
I would love I would love I would love to find like a queen fat girl. You know what I'm saying? Like a big just rough rugged. You know what I'm saying? Like a big just rough rugged style of female that can get in there and just wreck shop. You know what I mean?
Kind
you're
of
gonna
like
have to go
But
to Puerto Rico for that, man.
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
Go to Puerto
are you
Rico for that.
kind of like Lady of Rage kind of thing? I don't know. I know
So
Good.
something thick
yeah,
like that.
something like that. Just somebody that's just gonna knock heads and just get in there and cause a ruckus
You're gonna
like
have to
only
go
she
to the
know how.
island for that one, bro. You're
Yeah,
gonna have to go to
right
the
on, right on.
island for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Get that
listen,
chick
Maybe.
that goes out with that Goya can. Start knocking people out with the Goya can. Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
ah. Here, get some Goya beans in your system. Here's some fiber for your life.
so listen. This will be my last question because I know everybody's busy. Um, what's your next thing? What's the I need this. Who's the next challenge? Who's the person you want next? Like, what is it?
Right now, I'm just focused on this bodega movement. You know what I mean? me and Danny, we gunning for the United Wrestling Network tag team titles right now. That's what we're looking for. And if we can get our hands on that, that'll be the first. Man. Obviously, we're affiliated with the NWA. NWA is a big thing for me because that's really what I grew up on. That was my favorite thing. The Enforcer Arn Anderson was my all-time and is my all-time favorite wrestler. So just to be a part of the NWA is something. And who's that? Eli Drake and James Storm. They have the NWA tag team titles, so we gonna be gunning for them. And honestly, man, look, the goal for me right now, those United Wrestling Network tag team titles, we get those, man. I'm gonna start popping my gums at every single tag team champion at every single promotion, and we can go to you or you can come to us. We're gonna be the team to beat, and I want to make sure that we bring a lot of fire to those tag belts. That's the first goal. NWA is the next goal. Um, Singles run, maybe not. I'm having fun teaming with Danny, and building this Bodega faction. So, we'll see what happens, man. Sky's the limit, bro. You know, I'll say this though for everybody that's watching, man. And if you a Puerto Rican, you will understand this. Like them Mexican dudes that talk about Aztecs and everything like that, man. We got the blood of thousands of fallen Taino warriors in our
Yep.
system, and it's time for us to aggressively have people see what that's about. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be fun. Just keeping the ball rolling.
Evil
Yo,
don't say,
Chef.
hold
Yo,
on, Evil
Chef.
don't say, but wait.
Chef.
Hold
Hold
on,
up,
hold on,
hold
hold
up.
on.
Hold up, son. When this is over, I need you to go back and take that little part there where he said about the Taínos.
Yeah,
Just clip that all by itself
I'll
and
do that.
put
I'll
that
do
out
that.
there everywhere. I
I'll
want
do
people
that.
to hear that.
I'll do that. But
So
before you
Taíno right
I
there, baby.
I I got you, my brother. Before you say that, I know that you also said something to Nick Aldis that that belt was looking interesting, and
Yeah.
I hit up Nick Aldis like, "Yo, Nick, like, don't be shook." I got blocked by Nick for saying he was shook of you. So I was like,
Mm.
"Wow, that was pretty soft that Nick Aldis blocked me for saying that my man's gonna run through you." I just thought that was funny because I was like, just messing with Nick Aldis. He felt a certain way. He got scared. He got shook.
I look, man. No, he didn't respond to me, so he didn't address me. But any of them single, like we talking singles right now, any of them dudes from the NWA can get it. The Pope just won the television title, he can get it. Trevor Murdoch just won the national title, he can get it. Nick Aldis he's got the 10 pounds of gold, he can get it. I mean, dude, I'm so ready right now. You know what I mean? I truly feel that I could bang with any of them dudes in the ring,
No
in
question.
front of the camera, and especially on a microphone. I don't have a problem with saying that my promo skills is on par with anybody's, and if you give me an inch, I'm gonna kill you with the promo, bro. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. I'll bang with anybody as far as that, in front of the camera recording go thing goes, man. All it takes is a red light, bro. Give me that red light. That's record. I'm gonna go. So,
Hey,
you know,
Chef. Let,
Yes,
let,
sir.
let me ask you one more question here. Now, you said you have two kids, 19, a daughter and a son. Now, for
17, yeah.
Ooh,
any upcoming wrestler that's seeing this, that wants to get into the business and what you've been through, what can you tell them if they want to follow in the same footsteps?
I mean, just look. You know what you want to do in life. You know what you want to do. Don't say that you don't know. Don't shrug your shoulders. Don't, just try to play dumb. You have an absolute idea of what you want to do in life. And no matter how far fetched it is, if you want to do it, write it down. Write it down in the middle of a piece of paper. Cluster it. If you don't know what a cluster is, you write something down, you put a little circle around it, you got branches going from that root. How do I get there? Figure out how you're going to get there and put the work in. Everybody want to be famous. Nobody want to put the work in. But once you put the work in, everything's going to fall into place. Get you a good training academy and go and really research it. You know, you got guys that are running some academies. You know, I don't mean to be talking like this because I don't like to talk. I don't like to diss nobody or nothing like that. That's not my MO. But honestly, there's some training academies out there where dudes are training other dudes the wrong way. You know, you're gonna get hurt like that. Do your research. Find you a good school. Find you a school where somebody who is training you has a lot of experience, a lot of worth in the business, and then from there, just be a sponge. Soak everything in class, and when you're outside of class, soak everything in by watching all kinds of wrestling. Um, a lot of guys will tell you that, you know, oh, I want to be like such and such, or I want to be like such and such. You got to be real with yourself. You know, I'm not no big 301-pound burly dude trying to be like Ricochet and trying to be like Arn Anderson. No, my dudes of study was, you know, Takeshi Morishima, Terry Gordy, Bam Bam Bigelow, One Man Gang. You know, like those type of dudes that are just like bigger dudes, and you gotta study the right way for your own personal game. And then just keep working, man. Don't be complacent. Get on social media. I mean, social media is like on fire right now when it comes to us. Ain't nobody from your way
Nah.
is gonna know who I am if there was no Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Man, you know, I'd have to actually go out there to get my name out there. You know,
Facts.
so take advantage of social media. You know, set up a don't try not to get your personal life and your wrestling life meshed. You know, get you social media specific to pro wrestling and market yourself, man. You know, do promos, get promos out there. You know, do like little vignettes. You know, you got iPhone. You know, you got iMovie on your iPhone or whatever movie suite on your Android. Figure out how to use that, and then make little, you know, little vignettes to yourself. Man, there's a ton of ways for you to get out there, man. You just got to put the work in to figure out what that is, and then don't stop until you get what you want. I mean, that's really all I got to say about that. You
You know,
know.
the funny thing is, before the pandemic, me and Chef didn't know how to do half of this things that we're doing now. We
You know what I'm saying?
learned to the whole pandemic, like
Yup.
you said, just going there and going on YouTube and watching all these videos. And my man Chef knows how to do more than I do, and I'm just like, well, dude, do
Yeah,
it then.
yeah,
Do it.
yeah.
Go ahead, knock yourself out, bro. I'm just gonna sit back here and just keep eating my cookies.
Yeah, yeah.
So listen, we chopped it up. We definitely chewed his ear off for way too long. Hopefully, we didn't get in the way of you having to do whatever you had to do for the rest of the day. Um, I just want to say thank you. You know, first off, let me salute you for real because,
Yes, sir.
like I said before, you inspired me at this point. I'm still like, keep doing your thing.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
if you can, please hit them with all your social media so they know where to find you. I'm also going to put it in the links and everything else, but
Hmm.
at least they can follow you in your spot.
Yeah, man. So, on social media, you can follow me on Facebook. That's Papo Esco. You can follow me on Instagram. That's Papo Esco. You can follow me on Twitter. Papo_Esco. My kids uh, told me to do the Snapchat thing, so I'm gonna try to figure out the Snapchat thing and do that's Papo Esco. And then you know, I just want to shout out, you know, I always do this, so I want to shout out Pro Wrestling Revolution Training Academy in San Jose, California. If I hadn't gone to them and they didn't train me up the correct way, I wouldn't be what I am right now. You know, Gabe Ramirez, Brown Bomber, Robert Thompson, a lot of my other trainers, Vinny Massaro, Skyday, um, Lady Apache. There's so many of them. Uh, Pro Wrestling Revolution, the promotion. You know, without them getting me started, I definitely wouldn't, you know, be what I am right now. So I definitely give shouts out to them. And then they also got lucha-masks.com. Go there. They have a bunch of face covers from officially licensed, you know, luchadors like Blue Demon, El Santo, you know, guys like that. That just those face covers are really cool. They're really comfortable, and you know, they're gonna help you stay safe with the whole
Mhm.
pandemic. So
So on
that's
that,
all I got to
go ahead, brother. You chopped off.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, what I was gonna say is, once again, we appreciate you for everything. Eva Lone say, do me a favor, take us out of here so we can get up out of here and everybody go do what they got to do because I'm hungrier than a mother flower.
Hey man, but thank you for joining us, man. Thank you to Papo Esco, the King Fat Boy. When he said that Taino thing, bro, my Puerto Rican blood just went off.